I'm Laura Wentworth, and I'm with LW Hair, and I do on-site hair and makeup for brides, special occasions, things like that. Today I'm working with Bethany, and we're going to do Bethany's look as a classic bride. So I'm going to go through some of the steps so you know what to expect when you hire a makeup artist who comes to you. One of the things I want to mention that's very important is you want to make sure that your makeup artist has clean brushes, uses professional products, and uses different brushes, mascara wands, things like that for every person they use. Sanitation is very important. The last thing a bride needs on her honeymoon is pink eye. So please make sure that that happens, that they're using those products. So let's get started. One of the things that I do is airbrush makeup. And the thing I like about airbrush makeup is it stays very well for my brides. And it helps keep the glow, it's very matte, and it doesn't rub off. So one of the things we do before the airbrush makeup is we prep. So the first thing I'm going to use on her is some eye cream. So look up for me. It's always great to have a good canvas when you're doing makeup. The next thing is we're going to make sure that she glows. And what I like to use is strobe cream. You want to be very careful with this, as certain products underneath makeup will bounce off the flash and make somebody look like they're a ghost as opposed to a beautiful glowy bride. Now Bethany, when I spray you with the airbrush, it's going to feel just like air going on until I get to the tip of your nose, and that might feel a little funny. So I just want to let you know that. So I'm going to go ahead and start. You ready? Mm-hmm. One of the things the airbrush makeup does is apply the makeup evenly, but not heavily. And so brides tend to like this, so they're not wearing a sort of mask. Go ahead and breathe. Breathe. The other advantage to airbrush makeup is if the bride has any scars or tan lines in this area, we can take care of that as well. And I'm just going to go down her neck to demonstrate. And that's airbrush makeup. So Bethany, I'm just going to make sure your lips are clear of that so your lipstick will stay. Open your mouth for me. So you can see with Bethany, her face is very clear. It's very even. Her skin tone's very even. And now we can get ready, since we've taken all the color sort of out of her skin to make it even, we're going to get ready to warm it back up for the camera. So now that we've got Bethany's skin all even, we're going to go in and put in some color. One of the things about photography and wedding makeup is that in the natural daylight, photography takes out 40% of the color in your face. When you use a flash, it takes out 60%. So you're going to end up wearing more makeup than you would wear daily, but it still should look very natural unless you're going for a dramatic look. So now that her face is perfectly even, we're going to go in and we're going to contour a bit. If you're doing your own makeup, this is something you really need to practice. This is something that doesn't just come easily. And the key to this is blending. So we're going to go in and do a little bit of contouring on her cheekbones. And I'm using a very stiff brush. And again, there are videos on how to contour and do that, but really leave that to the pros on your big day. You don't want to look like a cheetah or a tiger, so make sure that you're going easy on that part. The other thing that's important to do is to use bronzer. Bronzer helps put in where the sun would hit your face. So you want to concentrate on your cheekbones, the top of your nose, your temples for some contour. You can use it a little bit underneath, and that helps put the color back into the skin. You also want to make sure that if you have an area where you don't like a nose that you feel is too broad, wide, this is where you would handle this too. You would take a brush and go in and then come slightly down the nostrils. You use dark where you want to make the camera go away from, and light where you want to attract the light. But again, if you really need to blend on this, because you don't want to end up looking like you have lines down your nose. The other thing you want to make sure you do is even if it's not something you wear every day, blush is very important. The blushing bride, things like that, there really is something to that, and it's that youthful, glowy look that we want to emulate. So we're going to use a peachy blush on Bethany because her skin has more of a yellow cast to it. So we're going to use that to bring out her beauty and her glowiness for her big day. Most makeup artists work from a palette and have a wide variety that they can choose from. So hopefully you're scheduling a day where you can practice doing makeup and do practice run with your professional.
And a lot of them don't do that. Supposedly he has he said he had to get that he didn't know if he ever would.
And again, you want to blend on this as well.
I just kind of got most of them there. Why not both parts? What is that? Why are both parts
And now the face is no longer plain. She's got some color in the areas where I want the camera to see the color. So now that we've got the face where we want it, we've started on the eyes and we've got a primer on the eyes. A primer is really important because it holds the shadow in place. And you're going to be doing a lot of blinking, a lot of crying, a lot of emotion. So you need to be careful that your eyeshadow stays on. We're going to move to the brows. I've already done Bethany's brow on this side, so you can see the difference between that. You want to think of the face in thirds. So you've got a forehead, you've got the middle section, and you've got the chin. And something needs to stand out in all of them. And the top part is the brow. So we're working on the brow. And the view this year is not to have a very finished, drawn-in brow. It's to have a very loose, soft brow. So we're just going in and just sort of filling in especially on this side, on the end. And we'll blend. And then we'll come in with a clear brow to just tame the brows and make sure that they stay up and sort of loose and fun. Again, you don't want a definite shape on those. The newest trend in eyes is to have both top and bottom lashes done. It's important if you're going to do the bottom lashes, though, that you use a waterproof mascara. In case you sweat, in case you cry, just normal things that happen during the day, you'll squint your eyes, you'll laugh, you'll do things, and it will come off. Your mascara will come off, and the last thing you want is pictures of you looking like a raccoon. So you want to make sure that if you do the bottom lashes, that you have a waterproof mascara. One of the other popular things is to make the eye appear wider and brighter is to use a nude pencil to line the inside of your eye. This is just a MAC nude pencil, and obviously nude for me would be different than nude for Bethany, nude for other people, so you need to find what works for you. NYX, which is a fairly inexpensive brand, makes a really good one too. So Bethany, I'm going to have you look up and over at me. So Bethany, look up and over at me. You're going to look away. And we're going to line right on the water line. Look up and over that way. And now if you would look at the camera, you can see that the difference between the two eyes. This eye looks a little bit wider. This eye looks a little bit more red. So that's one of the ways we're going to make the eye appear wider, is to do the nude so it sort of flows a little bit more when we get the lashes on. And you'll notice that when we get the mascara on. So Bethany, look up and over at me. Up and over that way, and it's okay to blink. Are you okay? Mm-hmm. All right, perfect. Now we'll go in with the eyeshadow. And again, this is where you can incorporate some of your wedding colors, is to come in on the eyeshadow palette and figure out what colors to incorporate. So we're going to stay soft on her colors. One of my favorite colors to use is one called Naked Lunch. And it's just a really pretty, close for me, shimmery powder we're going to put all over. And again, there's a danger in putting too much eyeshadow on. You want to make sure that the eyeshadow is appropriate and does not close the eye. With some eye shapes, eyeshadow will close the eye and make it appear smaller. We're going to use what we call a girlfriend shade, which is a shade right in the crease. She's got a beautiful orbital bone. So we're just going to accentuate it slightly with a tone on tone. This is one of my favorite colors, Wedge. And it's a very close color to what she wears, what the other color is, the Naked Lunch is. And then we will move to the crease color, and for this one we will be using a brown shade in my palette. And I'll have you close, and we're going to come in and while this looks harsh when you're first putting it on, one of the things to always remember is that you can blend. So stay close for me, Bethany. I'm going to go in and blend my lines. My favorite brush is usually a white brush that looks like this for blending. And you just go in and make it very soft. Stay closed. Open for me. Beautiful. And you'll notice it may be a little darker than what she's used to wearing, but once we get the eyelashes on and we get the complete look, this will be perfect for her. So I'm going to move to lining the eye. If you're going to wear false eyelashes, a liquid liner really is your best bet. And again, you want to make sure that your makeup artist is cleaning the things in between. Anything that touches your skin has been sanitized or been brought out as new. It's very important. So we're going to go ahead and line her eyes, and we're going to use black because it's very dramatic and it's very pretty, and we need the contrast. So go ahead and close for me, Bethany. We're just going to use a liquid liner, and we're going to come across. That's going to be helpful for us when we put on the band. for the false eyelashes because it'll cover up the band or any mistakes, any gaps in there. And it also gives it a really nice anchor. Don't skip this step if you're not going to wear lashes. It's important too. And again, you want to use good quality products. This particular eyeliner will last for many, many hours. Whereas some of the drugstore brands, you just don't get the same last out of it. So open for me. Close. Okay. And so now the eyeliner is on. I'm grabbing a clean mascara wand and I'm using mascara. Again, waterproof mascara is very important, and I like Great Lash. I don't think you have to spend a lot of money on it. So Bethany, if you would look up and over at me, I'm going to go slightly on her lower lashes. And then up and over that way, please. And I've got a little mascara smudge. An easy way to take that off is just a Q-tip right there. And we can go back and touch that up in the end too before she's completely finished. Now I'm going to have you look down but keep your eye open for me. And I'm going to come and just lightly coat your eyelashes. Now we're going to do the lashes. As you can see, not a lot of brides like to wear lashes, but as you can see, it really makes a difference. So you should go in and make sure the lash goes along your lash line. Use a toothpick and some glue to put along. And then I'll show you how I put them on people. Go ahead and close for me, Bethany, and stay closed. So I set them on. I find it's easier to use tweezers because it's more maneuverable. So I set them on and then I start working on the outside, right on the lash line, and work my way in. You're going to feel me pushing them in slightly. Pushing in slightly. Now you're going to feel me pushing them into your eyelashes slightly. Go ahead and open for me. When you wear eyelashes and you first wear them, it feels like I put a weight on your eye, and then it's going to feel like you're looking through trees. That feeling goes away very quickly, so don't let that put you off. Always try them during your trial. If it doesn't work for you, don't try them for your big day, but I think you're going to like how you look, so I think you really should try. So while we're waiting for the glue to dry, we're going to go through and we're going to give a little bit of shine to the face. This is the part where you don't want to wear glitter, you don't want to wear shimmer, but I want the light to draw into certain places. So I'm going to go in and highlight those places where I want the camera to bounce off of the camera light. One of the things I like to use is a very light lightening powder. And we just go in and we're just going to put that in areas just that we need the camera to look at. So I want them to look at the top of her cheeks. So I'm going to put that here. Especially with the new look being very glowing, this is a really pretty look to sort of finish it off. The next spot we're going to put it on is at the top of her eyebrows, right in here, right at the top of the brow bone, so that we're drawing attention on this part of her face. The third here, we have a third here, and then a third at the bottom. So we're putting it here to draw attention here. I'm going to have you close your eyes. I'm going to come in right on the tear ducts. Again, we want it to look at her beautiful eyes. And so we're going to apply the shimmer shine in here. And then finally, on the top of her lip. Now for brides these days, most of you don't like to wear a heavy lipstick, which is fine. So we'll just be finishing off her with gloss. So when you see her in the next step, we will have applied gloss, we will hide that band, and she'll be all ready to go. Okay, so we are getting ready to finish Bethany and send her down the aisle and start on her hair. So one of the things I'm going to do just to make sure that her regular eyelashes and her false eyelashes are together is I'm going to apply a slight coat of mascara. So if I can have you look down, and I'm just going to apply it just to the top in the middle, so I kind of put them both together. It helps to put her lashes into the lashes. And then we've also lined her lip. And one of the things I like to do is use a lip stain, but not everybody's a fan of the lip stain. So one of the things I did was use the liner to actually fill in her lips. And then I always leave my brides with a little bit of lip gloss. And again, a clean applicator. Go ahead and slightly open for me, Bethany. And this is a place where you can put a little bit of shine on the lips too. Remember, we put a slight highlight above because we want attention at the top, in the eyes, and then above the lips. But you want to make sure that the lip gloss tastes good and isn't too goopy, because she will be getting it all over her groom. Whenever brides talk about a red lip, I always caution them that you need to make sure you understand that that will be transferred to the groom. So go ahead and put your lips together for me. And so here is Bethany as the finished product. We will be getting her hair ready and sending her down the aisle.